Hello children, it's Amesir here. Once again I welcome you all. In today's video we will discuss about the exercise of the poem. Just now in previous video which we finished the poem Africa. So in this video we will discuss about some questions which are given in your textbook in comprehensions. So through these questions we'll try to know that what a writer tries to tell. So first children, comprehensions C1, answer the following questions. So question number 1, how does the poet come to know about the history of Africa? So the first question means that how does the poet, it means David Diop, come to know about the history of Africa? It's a very simple question. The poet come to know about the history of Africa from his grandmother's poem. So as you know children, the poet David Diop took birth in Africa, but he grown up in some other place in France. So there in France, when his grandmother used to sing the songs which is related to Africa, through her songs he came to know about Africa and how Africa is. Second question children, the poet did not spend much of his life in Africa. Pick out the lines that expresses his feelings. It means that poet did not spend much of his life in Africa. Poet took a birth in Africa, but later he migrated to the France from the Africa. It means that he has not spent more time in Africa. So writer is asking that which lines of the poem expresses this feeling. So Africa, whom my grandmother sings on the bank of a distant river, I have never known you. These lines expresses the feeling that the poet didn't spend much of his life in Africa. So there is a line in our poem that Africa, of whom my grandmother sings on the banks of a distant river, I have never known you. Particularly this line from the poem expresses the feeling of the writer that he has not spent much time in Africa. Next question children, despite staying away from Africa, how is he able to describe about Africa? The question means that writer David Diop is not there in Africa. He was in France, but then also how he knew about Africa, how he is telling into the poem about Africa, the specialization of Africa, about the ancestors of Africa, about the land of Africa when he was not there, when he haven't seen the Africa, he is not there in Africa, but then how he is telling about Africa? So we'll see the answer. The poet has heard his grandmother singing about Africa. So one important thing about Africa is the poet heard his grandmother's song. That usually whatever the song his grandmother used to sing, those all songs are related to the Africa and the warriors of Africa. Through her songs he come to know about Africa. In spite of staying away from his land, he knows that he belongs there. He was not there in Africa, he is there in France, but then also he believes that whatever the blood he has, that blood belongs to Africa, that blood belongs to the African warriors. That's why he feels that what if I am not there in Africa, but the blood of African warriors, African ancestrals, it is there in my veins. He knows that the blood which flows in his veins belongs to Africa, and he believes that the blood which is flowing now in his veins, it belongs to Africa. How it belongs to Africa means his father, his grandfather, his forefathers were also belongs to Africa, and he also come from that family itself. So he strongly believes that his ancestors were belongs to Africa. That's why the blood of his ancestors is also flowing in his veins. He feels the affinity to that land and the people, and sometimes he feel the touch, sometimes he feels the connection, sometimes he feels that he totally belongs to the land of Africa, and those all peoples who are there in Africa, they belongs to him only. They have a kind, they can share a kind of a bond, they can share kind of a relation between them, that he, what if he is not there in Africa but his blood is there in his veins which belongs to Africa. A kind of a certainty, a kind of a relation is there between David Diop, poet, and Africa. He described it as a beautiful land of ancestral savannas, and he described that the Africa is not a normal land. Africa is a land of ancestral savannas where David Diop's forefathers belongs, and irrigates the field. And why he is showing the too much concern towards Africa means his forefathers irrigates the land, his forefathers worked in that land, his forefathers given or put efforts to make the Africa free from the clutches of Europeans. When his forefathers were there was a rule of Europeans. So against of Europeans his forefathers were fought. So he right now he is reminding the efforts of these forefathers. That's why he strongly say that what if I'm not there in Africa, but the blood of African peoples, the blood of those ancestors still flows in my veins. So this is how he can describe about Africa even though when he's not there in Africa. Fourth question, children. Red scars, what does this phrase refers to? I repeat the question. Red scars, what does this phrase refers to? Red scars are caused by the weeping of the black by the white in the scorching heat of midday sun. This is all about the domination which was done by Europeans with the African peoples. Here ironically they used that black by the whites. Black, it means that Negroes. So usually we can recognize the African peoples by calling them as a Negroes, because their facial structure and their physique and their looks are like Negroes. So those peoples are known as Negroes also. So usually literally they looks black, and as you know that Europeans, they look white. It's kind of a racial discrimination, what we can say, which is the writer is also doing here, calling them black and whites. So red scars are caused by the weeping of the black by the whites. So how those European peoples dominating the African people by staying in Africa, they were treating them with their slaves. They were not giving their rights properly. They were not behaving with African peoples within proper manner. So these all elements which is making the differences between the Europeans and Africans. So especially in these lines we can say that so Europeans were always dominating the African peoples. Thus the phrase red scars describe the wounds and injuries the black suffers from in their state of slavery. So these lines and these red scars totally describe about the pain, problem, injuries and their wounds whatever they got from the Europeans. If European peoples were not there, then there is no problem in Africa that African peoples can live their life as per their expectations and as per their desire. But the problem is there, Africa was not free at that time, because Africa is under the clutches of European peoples. So just because Africa is under the clutches of European peoples, African peoples have to obey the Europeans, and they should have to follow the norms and conditions and rules and regulations of the European peoples, which they kept into the
Africa, for the African peoples. And there was an injustice between the norms and conditions also, because the rules and regulations for the original African peoples are different, and there is an injustice was also happening with them, because if they committed any kind of a crime, or if they indulges in kind of the weather activities, so they are going to be punishable. But this is not applicable for the European peoples. This kind of injustice which they used to do with African people. So these are the injuries and these are the wounds which were given by the European peoples to the Africa, which the writer means here red scars. Now next question children, question number 5th. Pick out the lines that talk about the humiliation suffered by Africa. So as I told, the humiliation is nothing but a insult. Humiliation is nothing but a insult and a disrespect. So writer specially asking here, pick out the lines that talk about the humiliation suffered by Africa. So what humiliation was suffered by African peoples? Is this you, this that break under the weight of humiliation? These lines talk about the humiliation suffered by the Africans. So as you know, when we were discussing about the poem and when we were discussing about this line, in that line I was clearly told you that humiliation, that disrespect and the kind of a giving not so importance to the African peoples, this is kind of a humiliation, a underestimation, a domination. So particularly there is a line in our poem that is this you, this that break under the weight of humiliation. This line talk about the humiliation suffered by the Africans. The first line which I read is this you, this that break under the weight of humiliation. This line clearly tells about the humiliation which was happening with African people, and this humiliation was done by nobody else, it is done by European people. So next question children, that free their splendid loneliness, explain this phrase with the reference to the feeling of the poet about his country. So this is also a line which is there in our poem. So for this line we have to give the feeling wise reference of the poet while writing this line or while putting this line into the poem. What was the feeling of David Diop? So we know in this answer, the tree refers to Africa. The tree is a symbol of growth, and poet tries to show that despite all the struggles, the tree is a symbol of growth. You know children, when we saw a plant and we put a water, so slowly that plant started growing and that will become a huge tree. So this was a beginning time of the Africa, when the African peoples started fighting against the humiliation, that domination and the torture of those European peoples. So he believes that if we started the struggle, if we started the fight against the Europeans, then definitely one day we are going to make our Africa free. So like how a tree grows, the poet expresses that the freedom struggle is still going on in a majestic way. So similarly he tells that if we started taking initiative for our right, then definitely one day we are going to get our right respectively. If you are not tried, if you not work hard, if you not take a initiative for making our Africa free from the clutches of Europeans, then definitely slowly we are going to be helpless and we will become weak and we are unable to get our Africa from Europeans. So this is what the splendid loneliness explains this phrase. Next question children, 7th one, that grows again patiently, obstinately, and fruits gradually acquires a better taste of liberty. This question is like a extract. This is the main line from the poem. For getting an answer of this one phrase, they have given us 3 questions. So question number 1 is, what does that refers to? Particularly refer is given here. So they are asking here, what does that refers to? So in the poem, that refers to the tree. What here? The tree, what the tree is growing, tree is there, so this particularly that is referred to the tree. Second one, how does it grows? So how does it grows? So normally children, we can see that if we wanted to grow in a tree, we have to put it fertilizers, we have to put it a water, we have to take it a proper care. But here is the tree of a struggle. If we wanted to grow the tree of struggle, what we have to do? So he says that it grows patiently without giving up. How it has to go? It has to go patiently without giving up. When the poet uses the word obstinately, which means stubbornly, we should have to be stick to it. We should have to be little stubborn. And stubborn for what? Stubborn for getting our right. Stubborn for snatching our right. For getting our right, we have to be little stubborn. He is positive in what he conveys. So whatever the messages he conveys, whatever the thought he conveys, we should have to be positive about it. We should never think about the negativity, and we should never think about the negative thought. What will happen? What if the Europeans again came overpower us? What if they kill us? Once we started doing a struggle against it, then by hook or by crook, we have to be get our Africa back from the clutches of Britishers. He wants to express the idea that the tree which symbolizes the nation. They are just taking the example of a tree, how a tree grows patiently, obstinately, constantly. It suffers in a heavy air, it suffers in a heavy rain, it suffers in a wind, it suffers in a flood. Every kind of a problem it suffers, and finally one day it will stand in front of like a huge tree. So it is exactly suitable for the Africa, that Europeans, whatever the problems they will create, we have to suffer from it. Whatever the problems they create, we have to face from it. We have to face all the things whatever the Europeans will do with us. But we should have to keep the one intention clear in our mind, that however we have to make our Africa free from the clutches of Britishers. Now next question children, what does bitter taste of liberty refers to? Bitter taste of liberty, this is a very important question. It refers to the liberty which is not fully achieved. It refers to the liberty. Liberty means nothing but a freedom. Liberty is nothing but a freedom. It refers to the liberty which is not fully achieved. In this case, it is the liberty of Africa. We shouldn't think about ourselves. We can't be a selfish. We have to be think about entire nation. What if the Europeans are giving some of the support to us? What if the Europeans are giving some favor to us? We shouldn't be like that. We have to be patriot. We have to be think about our nation, and we have to make our Africa free from the clutches of Europeans. It can also be a pointer to the bloodshed that has made the fruit liberty bitter. So liberty cannot come easily, and we will not get liberty easily. If you wanted a freedom, if you wanted a liberty, then we have to be fight for it. But he says that there is a one thought what we can say as the hard work is bitter, patience is bitter, but its fruits are very sweet. So this is what the writer wants to tell, that whatever the problems will come, we have to face the problems, but later one day definitely we are going to achieve our goal. Definitely one day we are going to make our Africa free from the Britishers. So in your classwork, you just copy this all the question and answer separately. Whatever the next exercise is there, we will discuss in next video. Thank you.